Lots of Tesla stock news today, some good and some not really. We'll go through everything. Panasonic just delayed production of the new 4680 batteries for Tesla. Now, this piece of news could actually be good news for Tesla, or maybe not really. Let me explain. Overall, it's pretty safe to say that many Tesla stock investors are not exactly happy how fast or slow the 4680 ramp is going. And Panasonic is adding to that delay here also. Before, the plan was to get these cells to Tesla out between April of this year and March of next year, but now that has been delayed to between April to September of 2024. Panasonic says that they need to improve performance and enhance competitiveness, and that is why the delay is occurring. The reason why this could be good is because Tesla's 4680 batteries are pretty good compared to Panasonic's maybe, and so for competitors just to buy similar batteries would be more difficult because you just can't replicate what Tesla is doing that easily, perhaps, because Panasonic is struggling. The bears will, of course, say Panasonic is struggling and is just not doing great here, and other companies will be able to beat Panasonic, so therefore it's bad for Tesla. James certainly doesn't think this is good news. He says, can't say this is great news for Cybertruck volumes. Panasonic was the fallback plan if in-house cell production remains constrained. And we know that has been not exactly a fast ramp for 4680 batteries over at Tesla. Without Panasonic supplying cells, Tesla will need to divert from Model Y unless they can get more 2070s, meaning potentially a longer time before Tesla can get these costs down because of the use of a structural battery pack. But of course, this is just a lot of speculation, and many Tesla stock investors are actually quite positive about this development. Here are some good Tesla stock news. We got release notes for version 11.4.1, and remember, Elon said that this next version is supposed to really be version 12. That's how much better it is. So I can't wait to try this. Over here in Canada, I'm usually the last one to get all of these updates. So for now, all I can do is just read these release notes. We just got the latest numbers from China for the last week, and we got about just a bit under 6,000, which, looking at this, you might think, oh, this is absolutely terrible. Demand is tanking. This is the end of Tesla in China. Giga Shanghai was shut down for the first few days of May for the Labor Day holiday, so actually the result is pretty good. Comparing to the Chinese New Year, I think we are looking pretty good so far. This chart actually is much better to look at because it gives you a sense of where we were at this time in the last quarter, and as you can clearly see, we are comfortably way ahead still. The market understands this. Tesla stock is down a little bit today, but I think it's the most fair to compare it to this because usually it performs closer to this index than to NASDAQ 100, although S&P 500 is up a little bit, but overall I think it's outperforming the markets. Cold showers are good for you, and so is Troy's cold data. He likes that the Giga Texas factory is scaling up. He sees that as good news. Excellent news, he says. And Elon Musk liked this tweet from Omar. Austin and Berlin are all grown up together. The two factories are now able to produce over 500,000 cars a year, and that's growing quickly. Electric is reporting that the Tesla Cybertruck prototype was spotted stuck in a field. Now, when I look at this, maybe it is stuck, maybe it is not. Perhaps it is. What evidence they have? Well, this evidence right here. What I see is a Cybertruck that's parked, as well as another truck that's parked here as well. And the tires are not fully visible, just like this tire is not fully visible as well, although this one seems maybe a little bit lower, maybe stuck in the ground. I'm not really sure, but I don't see anyone trying to push the Cybertruck out or pull it out with this other truck either. Speaking of pulling, Model Y inventory levels are being pulled down, which I believe will end up pulling down the Model 3 inventory levels, as well as there will be a price increase for the Model Y in the US, or Tesla will allow a small backlog to form perhaps. However, Europe remains a bit elevated and Tesla is actually doing something about it now. It appears that we have discounts in some European countries, not in every country. Some discounts appear to be as large as $4,000, but some other places are offering lower discounts. This one is about 1,500 euros, a little bit more than that. It doesn't seem to be happening in every country in Europe. Norway is unaffected. German discounts are much lower than French ones. No discounts in the UK though. Keep in mind that Twitter account is pretty bearish overall on Tesla. And if I go to the French website that Tesla has and look at its inventory, there are discounts certainly going on here, but with so many things changing in Europe, it's a bit hard to track now. Are these new discounts or when did they start exactly? I don't see anything in the mainstream news about this. If Tesla changes the price of the vehicles that are already in the inventory, usually you don't see it in the news, but if Tesla changes the pricing for its vehicles in the configurator, that's where you will see it in the news. But some bears will argue because Tesla has inventory and you can order a car immediately by just looking at the inventory. It's more important what the price is of the existing vehicles in the inventory and not so much what the price is listed on Tesla's website if you want to custom order a vehicle. Gary Black has an idea for Elon Musk on the first Tucker Carlson broadcast on Twitter, which many people will watch. How about Tesla runs a 60-second ad called Why Go EV that talks to EVs' lower operating costs, shows how easy EVs are to charge, emphasizes near autonomy, lightning 0 to 60 performance, all while showing the Model Y as the hero. I think those that are for advertising might be not too thrilled about this particular advertisement because, oh, isn't this a political thing also? Because it would be a very political show, of course, so wouldn't that alienate some of the potential buyers that would be from a certain political party in the US? Yeah, and just as I expected, many people love the idea that support Tesla for advertising, but also a lot of people are not happy that this would make it look like Elon strongly supports one side of a political party and not the other. Just for entertainment, I would love to see what Ross would think if Tesla actually did that. Ross Gerber wants Tesla to advertise, but I don't think he likes Tucker Carlson. Tesla just surpassed Volkswagen in the European daily reporting markets and is now the leading brand in battery electric vehicle sales in Q2. This is good. That happened earlier in April for a very brief moment, but now the lead is more clear. We'll see if it stays here. I think this time the chances are more likely it will stay like this, but we'll see. Morgan Stanley just issued a correction for their previous report, which I covered yesterday. Morgan Stanley now says Tesla could experience IRA benefits equal to as much as 9% of its 2023 earnings just from the advanced manufacturing production tax credits, which would be the battery credits, which would require you to produce these batteries specifically in the US. This is not the credit that goes directly to the consumer. This is the credit that goes directly to Tesla. This is from yesterday. Yesterday they said it would be 45%, which I thought was pretty high, but maybe they were just that optimistic. This is today's report, and they still obviously show that Tesla will benefit from these credits in total dollar amounts, a lot more than GM or Ford. Perhaps Morgan Stanley is adjusting the report because this came out from Panasonic today. It appears that Tesla is not splitting the $45 credit per kilowatt hour evenly with Panasonic. Morgan Stanley also had another new note today talking about the Model 2. Seems like they are pretty excited about that. Ford finally reopened F-150 Lightning orders with updated prices. One variant saw the price lower by $2,100, which makes it now eligible for a $7,500 credit from the government, but other models saw price increases, which will help Ford with their massive losses. Tesla today also slashes prices across Europe for supercharging. The cuts are between 10 and 20% and as much as 25% in Spain. Tesla has completed construction on a $140 million mega pack system in New South Wales, Australia, which is the largest battery system in the area. And yesterday I published a new exclusive video just for Patreon. There's a link down below to sign up for that. This video explains why Tesla board members are not buying any more Tesla stock. My name is Matt Postius. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.